Welcome to Doomscroll. I'm one of your hosts, Lisa Curry.
Hey, and I'm Matthew Sheffield. Thanks for being here, everybody.
And today we're joined by Camille Corbett.
Hi.
Hey.
It's so great to be here. Thank you guys for having me.
Thanks for being here.
Yeah. Well, we got a lot of funny and weird stories this week because I guess all the political people were on vacation or something like that. But it was not a vacation of a lifetime out in the Burning Man Desert Festival over the weekend. It was just crazy. Apparently they had a ton of rain there. They got flooded out and people basically were stuck there. They closed the gates to get out.
They got what they wanted.
Yeah.
I feel like in Burning Man, they got what they wanted. They wanted some post-apocalyptic shit. They got it, right?
Exactly.
Yeah. Well, and it's funny because it's one of those things that rich people ruin everything. Like they really do. Like the original idea behind Burning Man is cool. Like to go out there, and just camp with your friends and do random, shit and a bunch of drugs. Like that's a good party, right? But then you start getting the oligarchs involved, and they basically kind of fuck everything up and make it cost a ton of money and all that stuff. So hey, I was okay with that.
And then the irony of it is that money doesn't exist in Burning Man. Like you can only trade. They created this like alternate universe, which is like better, but they refuse to do it in the real world, which is so interesting to me. I'm like, this is just like they're cosplaying. They're LARPing like they're like communists. It's weird.
Yeah. It's super weird. I mean, I know they also have like, and I haven't been, but from friends I should clarify. I have a friend who went once to check it out, and she was immediately like, you would fucking hate this. There's apparently like orgy tents and stuff, which I'm like, listen, I'm not trying to kink shame, but if you're without running water, I don't think you should be having an orgy. I feel like that is the most disgusting thing I've ever heard of.
Yeah, I've always thought that. And also, as like a Black woman, I think it's weird that everyone, like no matter the race that they are, have to get like micro braids or whatever. That they get like box braids because your hair can't withstand, no matter what hair texture you have, like the desert. So you have to get all these little ugly braids, and it disturbs me always to see like people of different races with those like braids. And so I did, low key, like, and my mom was just like, maybe they should die there.
I mean,
it'd be so bad.
Listen, Camille, any situation that creates less traffic in Los Angeles, I'm for it. If we could just send like 10,000 people out into the desert to expire, fantastic. That's 10,000 fewer cars on the road.
Well, and what's funny though also is like
it was 70,000 people. It was 70,000 people. Yeah.
So many people.
I know. It makes you wonder what the past was like. Was it like 100 people at first and then it grew? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. But it's like it's funny though, because like so it's the location is in a dried lake bed, right? So, which means of course it is going to flood sometimes, like because it's a fucking lake bed. But it was hilarious looking at the right-wing reaction to this chaos. And Mike Lee, the senator from Utah, said it was God's judgment that this happened to the people. And
I gotta say, this is turning me into believing in God. It really is. I'm like, okay, hate to agree with him, but yeah. I mean, I don't think it really ever rains this time of year in LA, but that being said, we've had like record rainfall all year. So you would assume that we're just in a weird period this year where we're getting more rain.
I guess so, but it's definitely.
I just think that God. Oh, sorry. I just think God was crying at their ugly outfits, and then it rained. I'm sorry.
Yeah, God was like, "Why are you doing communal stuff there and not in the real world? Why are you hoarding?"
I love that the porta potties got full. I'm like, were they just shitting on the ground? Was it like a giant litter box or some shit?
And then back to the orgy.
Yeah.
So disgusting. I assume there was porta potty fights at Burning Man in some form or fashion, but a bunch of Pittsburgh women at a country music concert, which it's like, these are things that all go together. Women from Pittsburgh, country music, porta potties. Obviously, there was a fight. And I can't think of anywhere more disgusting to get into a fight with somebody. Again, there's too much that can go wrong in that situation.
Yeah,
it's like,
I saw that fight.
What? There wasn't even a line there. Like, what the hell are you fighting about? I mean, you can't tell in the video, but because the audio sucks. But yeah, it's just like they're very angry and getting into a knockdown fight, and then somebody opens the door. Like, that's the part I love. It's like, that's like a British, sitcom where the people run from room to room. And it's like this woman opens the door and it's like, wow, what the hell?
Yeah.
I think the filming is so weird because like you're standing, you can see from the POV, the person who's filming is right up close. It's like, get in there, throw one of them in a full Nelson and drag her back. Like, what are you doing just filming this?
What?
This is so weird.
I would film it. Why get in there?
Oh, I don't know.
Absolutely. You gotta film that. It's like, that's for posterity. You need that.
Even for your personal collection, if you've never posted it.
I feel like my instinct is like, what like being
Join
a mom
in
or something. Yeah. Like, everybody fucking break it up. What are you doing?
She's like a vigilante.
Yeah, well, that woman at the end, man, she was kicking everybody's ass at the end there.
That's her mother, though. That's why. It came out that was her mother.
Are you serious?
Yeah, that's why she was beating their ass like that. That was her mom.
I'm like a mother-daughter fist fight. I'm sorry, there's no, like, that is
heartfelt
hillbilly.
Although on the other hand, man, that's kind of putting everybody's mom to shame. Like, would your mom go and kick these other women's ass for you? I don't know that mine would or could.
My mom would immediately start calling the police and be like, they'll be here shortly.
Yeah, there's no scenario in which my mom's getting into a fist fight with any. I don't think there's a scenario in which my mom's going into a porta potty or at a country music festival. Like, none of these things. And she's just like, I think she'd be like, this isn't my scene. Thank you so much.
I think my mom's in a different tax bracket. Porta potty fights are crazy. Are you kidding me?
In a different tax bracket is the most hilarious way to put that.
Yeah, although somebody who is in a high tax bracket who would get in a porta potty fight is Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh my
Definitely.
God.
I can see that.
That woman, what a shit show of a person. I look, for anyone listening, I've tweeted this and I mean it. If you will pay my expenses for me to move to Georgia's 14th district, I will run against her. I'm blonde, I'm athletic, people won't even notice the difference until I'm in office. Let me change this.
I feel like she looks like she eats 95% corn. Like, that's it. Some corn.
She runs on ethanol.
Yeah.
Well, and like, she does those dopey CrossFit exercises, like she loves posting them. Like, but she does it with like these fake weights that they've got, like, that are made out of like rubber. So they look like they're about 2 or 3 times as much as they weigh.
Wild.
But they're literally made so that they can throw them down and have them bounce. And it's the dumbest thing ever.
CrossFit looks stupid, but you burn a lot of calories.
I guess, but
I think she's
like the
burning
worst advertisement for it.
Everyone looks stupid doing CrossFit. I hate doing it because it's really like hard, and you look stupid doing it.
But she thinks she looks cool doing it. Like, that's what's so funny about it. But
she's probably really good.
I guess. Yeah, well, but it's worse for her in DC now than it used to be, because apparently the right wing has now decided that she's not far enough to the right for them. She's not crazy enough. She actually apparently got kicked out of the Freedom Caucus, which is like the furthest right group in the House, which is, like, how insane do these people have to be when Marjorie Taylor Greene has literally called for people to be executed? Like, And that's not far enough to the right for you.
Yeah, I'm not anti-executions. I just
But
don't
what
agree with
side?
you.
Yeah, for me, I'm like, I don't think there is a political side for executions because I believe in execution.
I'm like, no, we've got to round up quite a lot of people.
Well, we could
I think
Freedom
we should have
Caucus.
executed the January 6 people. Like all these people have committed treason. Isn't like the punishment for treason like execution generally? So I, as a liberal, I am pro execution in that case. Because it's like it's only fair.
Them and all these Nazis that are everywhere. Like, did you see there was all these Nazi rallies in
Florida? Yeah.
Yeah, in Florida, and I'm like, what are we doing? Like, did I feel like, and this is like being so serious, but like we sent people over to die in World War II to fight Nazis only to let them flourish here. It's like, what's happening?
Yeah, they just want to be anti-culture, anti-diversity, whatever. It's just weird. It doesn't make any sense to me.
It's also like, really, this is what you're spending your time on Earth doing? That's what I can't understand. I'm like, dude, go get laid, go and jump into the ocean, travel. Like, there's so many things. I'm like, there's so many possibilities of ways.
But they're probably incels, like, right? Like most Nazis are just like incels.
Yeah, I mean, well, who knows? I mean, like, but it's, I mean, part of it also is that like, seems like Ron DeSantis is kind of encouraging everybody who is totally insane and right wing to move to Florida, right? Like, and I don't say as a Californian, as we all are here on the show, so go California. Like, I'm actually, whenever I see people on, Facebook or Twitter being like, oh, it's too horrible here in California, I'm going to go leave and move to Texas or Florida. I'm like, yeah, you do that and tell your friends to move out. It's oppressive here. Like, you're going to die if you live in this state. Seriously,
it's
get
also,
out.
I just spent 2 weeks in Austin. It was 108 degrees every fucking day. It's I couldn't go for a walk. The people across the street and my friend lives in a nice neighborhood. The people across the street, massive drug dealers. They're like making meth all hours of the night. And also 6th Street, which is their main downtown strip, is a nightmare. Like, people get shot there all the time. There's constant fist fights. It's like trash in the streets, windows broken out. I'm like, that's your utopia? That's what, and like,
and that's the nice city in Texas.
Yeah, and it's like, that's where Joe Rogan put his club to escape from Los Angeles. I'm like, come on, man.
If I lived in Texas, I'd be really afraid of getting shot for sure.
Yes. Yeah.
Like you talk about going on walks. I'd be afraid to go on a walk in a neighborhood because they could think that you're in your front yard, and legally in Texas, you could shoot someone in your front yard. Isn't that crazy?
Well, that's what they want in Texas, basically. So
freedom.
Yeah, freedom. That's right. Freedom to get shot pretty much anywhere. And one of the huge sort of drivers for all that is the U.S. Senate, which is like, they call themselves the world's greatest deliberative body, but it's actually turning basically into a rest home. That's
it is. It like Mitch McConnell freezing up, and then the doctor being like, well, sometimes you get a little lightheaded. I've been lightheaded.
What?
Haven't completely frozen. Yeah, like the official doctor was like, no, he's fine to work. He hasn't been fine to work for a fucking decade. This isn't just now. We're just seeing it in real time.
I don't understand the desire for power to want to spend the last of your days in the Senate. That sounds horrible. I'd want to go to Europe or something. All of them are millionaires at this point.
Yeah.
Why would you not just go and have retirement? Because there's more to life than taking away everyone's rights, every day.
Yeah, that's what I can't wrap my mind around ever.
And I mean, a lot of it's got to be ego, though. Like, I'm sure because Mitch McConnell, God, he's been in charge of the Republicans since, Jesus, 2008 or something like that.
It's been a long,
or maybe longer than that. And he's actually the longest serving party leader in the Senate's history. And so he got to that point. Like, I mean, this guy wants them to name a Senate building after him. I think that's his goal.
I wish
which,
he would
like,
be rocketed into the sun. That's what I would like to see.
Yeah.
Him
Although,
and
you know
Dianne
what's
Feinstein. And like, it drives me crazy that,
yeah.
Nancy Pelosi's defending Dianne Feinstein. She's like, people that are calling for her resignation are sexist. I'm like, I want you to resign too. Get out of here, both of you. You're useless. It's like, I feel like we could get rid of a third of Congress people and replace them with younger generations, and we would be much better off. At least a third.
I feel like 10% of them look like old people that I've never seen out and about. You know what I mean? Like, I've only seen them like still in like an elderly home or like in their homes. They don't move, they don't go out every day, but they're literally going every day. Like, I don't even get how they can wake up and work for that long. Like, are they like, what are they doing? Are they on cocaine? Are they drinking like copious amounts of coffee? How are they staying awake? Are they having like those like JFK shots? Like, what's happening?
Yeah.
Well, they do call him Cocaine Mitch. Maybe that's what it is.
That has to be it. Because I'm like, how do you stay awake that old all day?
Yeah, well, and they're not even the oldest ones. So like, there's another guy who's a senator from Iowa. He's named Chuck Grassley. He's 89 years old. And that dude is still running, like,
he's the same age as my grandma. That's crazy.
This is the thing. That's a great point, Camille. We all have elderly people in our lives, and we see how they function. So it's not like we have no idea what it looks like when an 89-year-old tries to go to work. I'm like, I have seen
or tries to hold a conversation with you,
or tries to fucking make it to the bathroom.
Yeah, I bet it's really easy, like, to lobby them. It's like they're fucking like out of it half the time. How many medications are they on? There's just so many factors.
Yeah, will you support this bill? Yeah, no, will you support this bill? Yes, if you help me go to the bathroom, sweetie.
Yeah.
Hold my pan.
Oh my God.
But that's the vibe it's giving, because it's like, how are they even like together?
We live in a hellscape.
Yeah, but you know what? Like, in Canada, they have a 75-year maximum age in their parliament there. Which,
that sounds fair. 75 is fair. I feel like
75 is even old. Yeah.
I don't know. My mom is like 72, and I'm like, okay, she could be president. I could see that.
Sure. Sure. Yeah. I mean, like, look,
3 years.
If you're maintaining yourself. These people are not taking care of their human bodies, though. Like, they're shells of people. Also, what's crazy about us not having an age cap is I think CIA, FBI, maybe both of them, there is a mandatory retirement age of 55. And the reason is, and it says this on the fucking website, the reason is at a certain age, you start to lose your faculties and you become a liability rather than an asset. And I'm like, so how do we have these people running the country at fucking 90? Like, they are liabilities. If we have that same policy and somewhere else in a government body, in a government institution, why isn't there one here?
Absolutely. Yeah. And here, oh no, you go ahead, Camille.
I don't get how people can feel safe either, like, electing someone that old. I wouldn't feel safe. It's like, I watch like Ukraine and like how that president acts, and he's like, younger, and he's like, willing to fight for, his country. And it's like, are these people able to fight for you, fight for your rights, fight for what you need to happen? Like, so that is sort of like how I feel about even like, the president. I feel like Joe Biden is too old to be president.
Yes.
Even though I know he's a great politician, whatever, he's just way too old.
Yeah.
Still, he needs to just push through these like next 4 years somehow, or like extra 4 years, because I really don't want a Republican president again.
Oh, hell.
Never again.
We just got to keep him past Election Day 2024. That's all we need.
Yeah. Kamala freaks me out, but she would be a better president than any Republican, hands down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, although that's a very low bar.
Yeah.
But I agree
one
with
of us
you, though,
would
Camille. Yeah. But it's yeah, no, it's here's what's even more kind of messed up is that so like all these 80 plus politicians, they're older than the boomers. So like the boomers haven't even hit their maximum age
And
of
they're annoying as fuck.
So what
and yeah, like
generation are these people? Generation X or what is it?
no, they're the silent generation as it's called sometimes.
Really?
What is that? Like the Cold War people?
Yes, they're all of
Or
them were
Vietnam?
born before the baby boom. Like they're all so Biden, Feinstein, Chuck Grassley, all these people are older than the boomers. So like the boomers, like we haven't even gotten rid of the generation older than the boomers. Like, and it's pretty awful. Like we need to have that age cap stat.
Yeah. Well, what's
Yeah,
crazy too? Oh, go ahead.
Oh, sorry. I agree that there should be like less old people, but I don't think we should like eliminate them. You know what I mean? Like I do think
Well,
that
you said you
having an
like
older person
executions, Camille.
only for people that commit treason. I just feel like people that commit treason, because they all freak me out, should be executed. But
Oh yeah, no, I'm just messing you. It's all right. Go ahead.
I'm crying. But yeah, I do think that like an older person's perspective is needed, but I just don't think everyone should be old. I don't think it should
Yeah.
be rare that someone like my age could be. I think it should be more like 30% are like people that are like in their late 20s, early 30s, you know, at
Yeah.
least. And that's like a rarity. It like
Yeah.
doesn't exist because there's just so many old people.
It's too
Yeah. Well, at the very least, like Democrats, you know, are disproportionately the party that younger people vote for. So they should, at the very least, be the ones who are the most likely to be retiring and stepping aside and letting younger people come in.
Some people just really love the old system of America and just would rather uphold that than realize that maybe we need to evolve. And they just love the structure, love that it hasn't changed. And if like we like, you know, get rid of the Republican Party and create like a true like three-party system, I don't think that people like her will be happy. Basically,
No,
like
they
that's what
wouldn't.
they're like
Well,
basically working against.
also these
Yeah.
people that like romanticize, you know, the 1950s and the 1960s, and they're like, we gotta the assholes that are like, make America great again. I'm like, you know why things looked so different for the middle class? Because we were taxing the rich at like 90% and not 25 or 30% or whatever it is now. It's like, that's how we built the interstates. That's how America was thriving.
The other thing, like this whole 1950s shit, it's like, no, you know, like imagine having a political party and that's your platform. And then you're also going to say, hey, black people, come and vote for us. It's like, check yourself on what black people thought of the 1950s and how it was for black people in the 50s. Like, not
Yeah,
that
even now.
I just feel like they think that they can just like bully black people, and we're just like basically ignoring them. They're just like, you guys want to join us, right? I will say, I really want a Nick for Trump shirt. Have you seen that?
Oh, that guy, yeah. Oh my God.
Hilarious.
I want to wear that for like Halloween or something. But
isn't that some? Yeah, isn't that such bullshit though? Like they're saying that, you know, Trump is like, you know, thug for life president, and now black people will love him because he got arrested. And like, what the fuck? Like, that's what they're saying. No, that's what they're saying. That's what they're saying. Like, they have been obsessed with that and saying that, and it's like they can't even see that that's like monstrously racist.
Well, did you see also they're doing like side by side booking photos with him and Dr. King? I'm like, and they're like two people processed through the same prison unfairly. I'm like, this is the fucking mental gymnastics you have to do is insane.
But you can tell that it's stupid. Like, I feel like black people are really good at cutting out bullshit, and no one is looking at that and thinking it is accurate in any way.
Oh, I know. If they are, Republicans really think it is, though. Like, I'm serious, Camille. They absolutely believe that it's going to work on you guys.
It's because they like talk to their one black friend who lets them say the N-word, and
Well,
Yeah, they said it was a great idea.
yeah, their friend with
Yeah,
the
and it's
shirt.
Ben Carson.
Yeah, Ben Carson. They all have the same black friend. It's Ben Carson.
Yeah, and he's asleep the whole time.
Yeah.
Amazing.
Exactly.
Hey, on a lighter note, Shaquille O'Neal has blessed us with a new rap song.
Yeah, we needed his input in the rap game.
Yeah.
We were waiting for this.
I'm just like, as a figure of pop culture, I've always heard he's so nice, and it's just like the song is terrible. It's dog shit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it is, as you said, though, it is kind of hard to criticize the guy because he is so nice.
Mhm.
And it's just like, but it's also why he gets involved in so many shitty projects, because he basically, like, hey, like, I wish I had somebody with shitloads of money that would always say yes to me in my life, because then
Mhm.
I'd come out with all kinds of shitty ideas and I would subject everyone to them.
I feel like that's the fun of being like an entrepreneur, though. Like, just like having all these things that can creatively compel you to do things. So for me,
Yeah.
I'm just like, I want to know what like the conversation was, or like what song that they had created inspired them to collab in that way. Because I'm just curious, because I feel like I wouldn't probably want to collab with those people, and I'm not Shaq. So I just am curious, are they like homies from, I'm just like interested in that relationship.
Yeah.
Well, apparently somehow they were able to get his phone number and just talked him into it.
What?
So honestly,
See?
it may just simply be that nobody asked him before, and so he was like,
Oh
"Hey,
my
you're the first ones."
God.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
never hurts to ask.
I need to ask him to, like, I need to like find all my favorite celebrities' numbers now and like hit them up and ask them to be on one of my tracks.
That's
Yeah,
right.
maybe that's how Rob Schneider keeps ending up in Adam Sandler films. He's just like, "Hey man," and Adam's like, "All right."
Oh, that is absolutely how it goes.
Okay. There's a really hilarious story I heard. I love Adam Sandler so much just because of like how he lives and like helps people out and whatever. And he's like so
What do you
devoted to his
mean?
wife. He just like keeps his he
You
Really
know
good
a lot
person,
about
but his
him.
movies,
so
I have to
loyal.
say, I'm not a fan.
I love him so much, but I did. What'd you say?
I said he's a
Okay.
good person, but his movies, yeah, I haven't been good for a while, I would say. I know. Oh,
I
apparently,
heard his newest movie is supposed to be really good, I think.
I really enjoyed it. So
Isn't
he's.
Dolomite his movie? Dolomite's My Name. Is that his
Oh, I
movie?
don't
Did he
know. I
produce
haven't seen
that?
that one.
Oh, it's
Mm,
really good. But yeah.
well, okay, so, but the thing that he's sort of in the news about now, though, is that he's cast his own daughters in a movie as well.
Very
Yeah.
Judd Apatow of him.
Yeah, no kidding.
Yeah, which I mean, and it's very Hollywood as well. Like, so and so like everybody's been talking about nepo babies and this and that, which like I don't know. It's funny to me that people are some people think this is a new thing, and it's like, no, this is how it's always been.
Well, the thing is too, like, if I look, the second I hit it big, I'm hiring my entire family, like nieces, nephews, brothers, like they're going to be on set doing jobs. Like I don't, I don't hate that. I do. And this
Yeah.
is so unfair for me to and this is so hypocritical, but I hate when, uh, like the rich and nepo babies get into stand up because I'm like, fuck you. This is supposed to be for me to air my grievances. I don't think it's fair that I have to, that I had to come up working 10 different jobs to survive while I do open mics at night and you're a multimillionaire and your parents set you up with a house and like, fuck off. Because it's like, then we're judged as having done like we're all equals. And it's like, well, and I think John Mulaney's very funny, but it's like, look at how quickly he rose. And I'm like, yeah, his parents bought him a place in Manhattan. Like he never had to fucking work. He had way more time to write than I did,
Well, yeah, I mean, but on the other hand, if they're funny, then that's what it comes down to ultimately, and a lot of them are
I
not.
say fuck them.
Yeah.
Well, as long as we
I
tax them enough, then I'm okay with it, right? Like, let's take that guy, let's take some of his money, and then he can, hire
Mhm.
his kids. That's my view.
I definitely feel frustrated by Nepo babies occasionally, but I also understand it as well. Like, as far as casting my own daughters, that's something
Mhm.
that I would love to do. Like, I would love to like cast my children, like have them get that bug out of them of wanting to be in like
Mhm.
TV, film, whatever. See if they
Mhm.
actually want to do it, because I feel like so many people like enter this industry as Nepo babies and aren't sure whether or not they actually want to do it, and then realize they may or may not be passionate about something else. And then, basically have their college covered for because they've like appeared in my shit. That would be
Mhm.
amazing. So I get the draw to like casting your own kids for sure. And also I'm sure they're his muse. Like, they're the reason why he wrote it in the first place.
Yeah.
But yeah, I definitely get the frustration with Nepo babies, because like when I was like first coming up in the industry, so many of them, like parents would like hit me up and be like, and I was just like an assistant, and they'd be like, can you help my kid with this? And I'm just like, their dad is a showrunner. Why do
Yeah.
I need to help you? Like, that's crazy. So stuff like that was like frustrating for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What's funny though is a lot of right-wing media people are failed entertainment Nepo babies. I
Yeah.
shit you not. Like Ben
What? They
Shapiro.
love
Yes.
attention.
Ben Shapiro's mom she was a television executive, and his father was a
Oh,
movie
wow.
composer. And
Oh, that's
no,
a
it's just,
cool job.
I know,
Mhm.
yeah, but like he couldn't get, no one wanted to hire any of his stuff. And like, no, it is insane. And like, there's another guy, I mean, just like right wing media is filled with, I mean, obviously all the Trump, the Trump
There's
spawn. And
It disturbs me, like the intersection of Hollywood and politics. It will never not disturb me, because I'm like, there shouldn't be any crossover. The desire to be famous shouldn't align with being a politician. Like, I just
no.
think ethically, those things should not ever cross.
Yeah.
yeah,
I gotta agree with that.
but like my favorite Nepo baby in politics is Andrew Giuliani. Rudy
Oh, I
Giuliani's,
don't know of this.
yeah, no. And so Andrew Giuliani, like, number one,
Oh
like
wait,
Rudy
no, I
Giuliani.
thought you were saying he was in like in entertainment. That's why I was like, what?
No,
I
oh
thought it
yeah,
was
no,
just
no,
like a
politics.
weird,
No, yeah,
yeah.
no, politics. So Andrew Giuliani is Rudy Giuliani's son. Like, number one, like most people think the obvious fact about Rudy Giuliani, which is he's like
Mhm.
drunk out of his mind all the time and senile, and 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 now under indictment, and losing all these like the dude lost 50 court cases in the 2020 election. And then his son is like, "Hey, I'm gonna run off my father's reputation." And so he did. He ran for governor of New York, and of course, he did not do so well.
Thank
What
God.
do you know the
Yeah.
stats?
So yeah, I'm just looking at it here. So he ran in 2022 for governor in the Republican primary, and on election night, the Republican that was going against him, Lee Zeldin, had a 20-point lead. And he's just some dude from upstate New York that a lot of people had never heard of in New York. And so yeah.
They were just like not Rudy Giuliani's son, anything but
Yeah, because
that.
like, yeah, like I feel like there's a lot of old people who, when they look at Rudy Giuliani, they're like, that could be me. Like people think I'm, a moron who's old and needs to go away, and I'm going to vote for that guy. I support him. I like that guy still. People are mean to him, but then when those same people look at his son, they're like, nah, that guy's an idiot,
I'm
and they
dead.
can't
So
see it
dumb.
because he's not in their age group. I really feel like that's why he got his ass kicked so bad. But on the CPAC exorcisms though, like it's just hilarious the way that they were doing it, because like, so Matt Schlapp, who is the executive in charge of the CPAC parent organization, he's gay, like obviously gay. He's been accused now in multiple lawsuits of sexually harassing men, including like grabbing guys' crotches, and Yeah.
I would punch him in the dick. If a dude, like if I was a dude and another dude touched my dick at work, I would just like punch him in the dick immediately. That's insane.
Yeah. Well, no, and the guy, well, see, and I think that didn't happen. He didn't react that way because Schlapp, which is like the perfect name for a sexual harasser, right? Schlapp was driving his car. He was driving both of them together. And so, the guy was driving. So like, you know, he's sitting there reaching over from the passenger side and grabbing the dude. And he's like, you know, I couldn't really do anything because I'm going to crash the fucking car if I get him off my junk. And so like, then he's got accused by 2 other guys, and his wife basically she literally said, so the Daily Beast had done a lot of the reporting on this stuff. And she said something like, the Daily Beast is Satan's publication trying to, you know, libel the Christians or something like that, which is like, and I have to wonder, like, does she actually believe the shit that he's telling her? Like, I don't think she believes it. Like, I think this is all a grift for her as well. But on the other hand, like, I mean, if you were, you know, like a closeted gay guy and married to an insane Christian woman, I guess that might work to make her think that you're not gay. Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I can't see a woman staying married to this guy. Like, when it just keeps coming out, he's like grabbing dudes. Like,
I mean, maybe they have an arrangement.
Yeah, crazier shit is happening within marriages for sure. For sure.
Yeah, well, that's what I'm saying. Like, she's got to be in on the grift. Like, it's what it's got to be. Like, I just can't see somebody being that dumb.
I would love to be the beard to like a gay like right wing grifter. I would stand by him.
Okay. Well, hey. All right, gay Republicans watching this, you know where to find Camille.
Just know, I know a lot of Bible verses to pull from, you know, to say that people are lying about your homosexuality.
Amazing.
So for the gay Republicans who want to find you, Camille, and the other people, where do they go for that?
Okay, if you're a gay Republican, DM me. But you can find me at The Witty Girl on X, I guess now, and Instagram. And you can also follow me on TikTok at The Witty Girl TV.
Okay. And what are you working on? What's your projects that are out right now for people to check out? Are you doing any stand-ups coming up?
Oh, yeah. I have a stand-up show tonight at the Dime at 8 p.m. on Fairfax in Los Angeles. And I have a show called Group Therapy on Wednesday. I have a show on Wednesday, and then I have a show called Group Therapy on Friday. And all of that is at The Witty Girl. You can keep up with all of my projects and stuff. I have a podcast of my own about cannabis called Smoke Show as well. So yeah, you could find all of my fun things there.
Okay, cool. And
you could find me on Instagram at Olympian Lisa Curry. I'll be in LA for a couple of months before I hit the road again, or a month-ish. Who cares? Find me on Olympian Lisa Curry, and you'll find all of my show information for whatever day you're looking to go out.
All right, and then everybody make sure to follow Doomscroll Show on Twitter and Instagram, and get me on at Sheffield. All right, so I guess that'll do it then. See you, everybody.
Great, thank you. Nice to meet you, Camille.
Okay, let me see.
Nice to meet you as well.